OK, let's speak with our science correspondent now, Thomas Moore, who joins me here in the studio. I mean, quite extraordinary how quickly this has managed to move and the level of damage.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is really an unusual hurricane for the time of year, tracking much further south than normal and much, much stronger. And that's what's really concerning a lot of scientists, that this could become part of a trend, certainly for this year and perhaps further into the future too. Now, what's causing this? It's down to two things. One is sea temperatures out in the mid-Atlantic, which is the maternity unit for hurricanes. The water temperatures are much higher than normal, more like you would expect for late August, perhaps into September. And that is the fuel for these big beasts. That is the water temperatures rising up, providing the heat, and that really sets these rotating winds. And the other reason is the waning of El Nino, the weather pattern out in the Pacific, which can have ripples around the world, and that's reducing the speed of high altitude winds, and that helps hurricanes form.
Thomas, you said that, the temperatures in the waters are much higher, something you'd expect in, say, August. But is this now the new normal?
Well, the National Hurricane Centre thinks this is going to be a really strong season. Now, that season runs between June and September. We're already on the second storm of that season. And they're expecting perhaps between 4 and 7 major hurricanes. That's hurricanes with wind speeds over 111 miles an hour. Normally, you'd have just 3. That is a measure of the big change they're expecting this year.
So how do these communities prepare themselves for this drastic and sudden change?
Yeah, I mean, this was an explosive intensification. It took just 42 hours for this to change from a depression to a major hurricane. That rapid build-up of wind speed can be really dangerous because it doesn't give people that time to prepare. Now, a lot of these communities do have access to shelters. They got very good plans for boarding up buildings, getting to high ground and that kind of thing. But if you've only got a short amount of time, that's very difficult to see through.
Is that unusual, having that short space of time?
Very unusual, and that's possibly something to do with climate change in the future, that you will see more of these explosive intensifications, perhaps not more hurricanes, but more severe hurricanes carrying more rainfall, moving more slowly, and that could bring much more flooding for these communities.
It's deeply worrying. Thank you so much, Thomas, for all of your analysis there.